Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We're back again. Storm here.
Mom here.
Kimmy here.
We're going to be watching the movie Dune 2021. This is part 1, so I'm assuming there's going to be a part 2 soon.
So.
I know nothing about this. I know you guys don't either.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about there was an older film you guys were telling us on Patreon and on YouTube, but mainly Patreon, that there was an older movie. There could be a few other ones. And I guess it didn't do so well. So I'm assuming this is a remake because I didn't hear anything different about, like, we have to watch a movie before this one to know what's going on, that it's a continuation or anything. So we were looking up Wikipedia. We're not reading the premise because a lot of you have told us you don't like us reading the premise, which is fine because then we get to go in really fresh, completely blind. But I couldn't help but look up the stars in this, and we have a really big cast of people. Like, it's pretty impressive. And I'm sorry, my cursor just dropped on Dave Bautista, and I love him so much. Drax, I love him in that role so much. So it's exciting to see him in this. Stephen McKinley. And then we know Stellan Skarsgård. I always say his name wrong, but I love him. I know him from Thor.
Yeah, Chernobyl.
Yes. And he's been in a few things on our channel that we've seen, so that's pretty cool to see him here. Josh Brolin,
How awesome.
Thanos. Right when I put this in, Kim saw that right away, and she goes, "Thanos is in this." I'm like, "You're so good at recognizing faces right away." Oscar Isaac. Poe. Yes. Rebecca Ferguson. She looks familiar to me. I bet you we have seen her on the channel, or maybe I've seen her on TV or something. Timothy Chalamet.
Mm-hmm. I only saw him on Saturday Night Live. He was a guest star.
I don't think I've seen him in anything.
It's always on.
Yeah, I love Saturday Night Live. I really got to watch more of that because I really haven't done that justice at all, and I know it's right up my alley. And then we have Zendaya.
Fantastic.
She's so beautiful too, and we love her from Spider-Man.
Absolutely.
Oh, yes,
yeah, and I believe her and Tom Holland are dating.
Oh,
I've heard that.
That's
so
adorable. That's great.
That's adorable.
good.
I love that. Cheng. Don't know if we know him. Sharon Duncan-Brewster. There's no picture. It says something about Doctor Who. Charlotte Rampling.
She looks familiar, but I don't know.
Oh. Jason Momoa.
Oh, yes.
Come
Jason,
on.
yes.
This is great.
Yeah, this is perfect.
DC.
I love him on Game of Thrones and as Aquaman. And Javier Bardem.
All right. I don't recognize him.
He looks kind of familiar too. But anyways, yeah, I'm really excited to get into this film, and hopefully it's okay with us just going in purely blind. Hopefully we'll be able to keep up with it, and it's on HBO Max, so you guys were telling us it'd be great for us to watch it before it goes off of HBO Max.
Oh, it's only out for a little time. Okay.
Yeah, because I think it's a brand new movie, and some services are still doing direct to theaters and sharing with that, and then on their service or something, or they're doing one after the other. So maybe it came out in theaters first and then was just released into. I think it's the same time though. It looks like on the poster it shows in theaters and HBO Max. So sometimes they do it at the same time.
Okay.
So brand new-ish.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's great.
Hopefully we'll know the names, because not reading the premise, I see a lot of kind of complicated names on there, but we'll find out.
We'll have fun.
Yeah, we'll have fun with it. And one last thing, too, is it's an American epic science fiction film. I'll say that.
Sci-fi.
Directed by Denis Villeneuve. So,
good.
Yeah, so I'm going to go to HBO Max, and let's get into it. Ready?
Ready.
Whoa.
Away from underground.
Wow. They're just hiding there? That's cool.
In their land.
Oh.
It's a grand entrance.
How elegant, too, with something so massive. They're standing right there.
Look at you. Put on some muscle?
I did?
No.
It's like an uncle.
I wanted to be a pilot.
He was somewhere else.
Oh my God.
That's rude.
Oh my gosh.
Come on. Old man.
Boy.
I just missed my mother in her own house.
Come here. Kneel.
Ooh.
I hope code at your neck, the Gom Jabba.
Ooh.
Poison needle. Instant death.
Always doing something to her.
Stand. Does she see it too? Imagine seeing that.
Massive.
That would be a tangled mess all around me.
Yeah. Maybe a wreck.
Oh,
Awesome.
wow, look at that.
It's like a big dragonfly or something.
Dragonfly, yeah.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, don't tip.
Tom's arms are right inside them.
This organism on Arrakis
Got the big
is the
worms.
sandworm,
Yeah.
capable of reaching 400 meters in length. To avoid making rhythmic noises which intrude pollen.
What's up with that?
Ooh, what is that?
Does that look good?
It's an evil insect. It burns through metal.
Oh, boy.
It's coming towards him. Ew. Ew!
Oh, ooh.
Let it stop.
The desert takes the weak.
Come on, boy.
I'll give them the opportunity.
Ooh!
You smell much worse.
Hold. Thank you, Stilgar, for the gift of your body's moisture.
I think just their culture.
That's right.
Yes, I
This
guess.
is right. It's understood.
Oh, she's gonna pick it up.
Wow.
No problem.
Instant hot air
Oh,
balloon.
yeah, that's a fight.
Yeah.
With your permission, sire, I must check the integrity of your speech.
Oh. It's all right.
He's such a good card.
Immediately. Yeah.
Wow.
He usually doesn't.
Is that a worm?
Might have seen one. Oop, yeah, I would think so.
Big one.
Oh, one's broken. Of
One's
course, one's
broken.
broken.
Yes, oh boy.
Oh my god, that's such a problem.
Oh,
Now what? Are they just screwed?
always now, yeah.
You have
That's
backup?
a lot of money. Gone.
Oh,
What was that?
Just-
Vision?
go.
It's hard to run in these
it's
damn
right
things.
there.
It's very hard to run in them.
Oh my.
Crap.
Oh gosh.
Grab a foot or
Come on,
something.
man.
Oh.
Go.
May his passage cleanse the world.
Wow, look at all the
Wow,
teeth.
Look at that. What's this? Oh.
Oh no. 30. It's like beatboxing.
Sounds like Viking, you know, when they were doing their ceremonies.
Ooh, yeah.
Just like Viking, right?
Oh my gosh.
Oh. It's paralyzed.
Paralyzing him.
Ah.
Oh, look at all of them.
No!
Whoa.
Oh, it's got.
Oh no, God.
It's
God.
crackling.
Oh God.
It's gonna get him.
Holy crap. No.
Man, sabotage.
Jeez.
Look at all these soldiers.
Oh, look at that.
No way, right on
Oh,
top
my
of them.
God. Oh my
It's gonna
God.
fall on you.
Oh, wow. Ooh.
Go Thanos.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, the
Get
music.
that bagpipe. No, they're gonna behead them.
No Drax.
Oh,
Oh,
right down the line.
oh.
Go right through their
Alright, went
shield
right
so
through it.
quickly.
Yeah.
Darn it, no!
Oh, good.
Oh.
It's black. No. Backward fireworks.
Yeah. Wow, he just is gonna take over everything.
He's so freaking awesome.
Yes, he is.
Ooh.
Oh,
Well, that's pretty powerful.
yeah.
Nice footwork.
Hey, go ahead. Look at that.
Your pitch was too forced.
Yes, Mom.
I said I'd set her free.
Not with you.
Oh boy, you're gonna die.
So join her.
You killed her.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah. Good.
Oh, yes.
Yes,
Well,
somebody
yes.
kills him instantly. Is that the bear? He was petting his head. Ew, he's still alive.
Are you serious?
Come on.
That's right.
I was so happy that he died. The sandworm. Multiples. Ooh, yep.
It's him.
Oh, and he's there. That's him.
You know who you are. You know who you are.
Get off me!
Ooh.
You did this to me!
Ew. But it's not. Like, like the Vikings.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Uh-huh.
Duncan, don't do it.
No.
Come on. Sit. This is it.
I can't believe you come in at a time, but he's gonna get worn out. No.
There's no way. Oh, got him right there. Right.
He took out so many, though. He's a good warrior.
Take it out.
You're amazing and brave. No.
Oh.
What?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Kill them all.
Whoa.
Oh.
Oh, Duncan.
You did very well, though.
Yeah, he was.
Excellent.
Oh,
He
my
saved their
God,
lives.
yes.
Like a couple minutes.
Oh, good warrior.
You did amazing the first time. The second time
Yes.
was just.
Yes. Oh, there she goes, yep.
With the water?
Oh.
Ooh. I had to bring it over.
Yeah.
You're taking me. I'm taking all three of you
There you go.
with me.
What a way to die, though. Slowly digested. If it doesn't crunch you. Hollow.
He's from sand.
Oh.
Don't keep pounding.
Is it a trap or
Oh,
something?
gosh.
Come on, go, 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 go. She has to make it. Don't stop.
Keep going, babe.
Whoa.
That's monstrous.
Hello.
But I want you to die with honor.
Please.
It's made from a tooth of Shai-Hulud, the great sandworm.
Just one tooth.
This will be a great honor for you to die holding it.
Still it with Duncan.
You should welcome my blade.
If he does it multiple times. He's really good. To murder someone to be accepted. Leave it for the worm.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah, I guess so.
The music's incredible.
Isn't it?
Love it.
Oh my
Yeah,
It
it's
God.
does.
beautiful.
It just ropes you in.
Wow.
Glides so easily. Are they riding it? Who's
Yeah,
that?
looks like it.
What?
This is only the beginning.
Oh, no.
God, the music
Yeah,
building
yeah,
up. I
oh my
knew it
God,
was ending
yeah,
there.
Yeah.
The music's beautiful.
I love the
Wow.
music, hands
did
down.
too,
Like that
yeah,
was so
good.
great.
It was very good.
So eerie yet
Oh, my
Yeah.
gosh, it
Chilling.
was, yeah.
Very
Yeah.
chilling. Just
Yeah,
like so
ooh,
beautiful
yeah,
too. It's
that's
almost
so
like it
good.
makes your eyes water, you know? It's just
That's right.
intense and
Something, yeah.
very beautiful
Fantastic.
and
Oh, wow.
the visuals too. Hans Zimmer, yeah, I love him. Like he's just so incredible.
Yeah.
But the visuals were just so insane to me. Like they were absolutely beautiful
Oh,
too.
it was like that. Wow.
well, even when right down to the bath that the Baron was taking, it was like an oily substance
it
with
was
the
like
clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it was just so, so dreary and so,
Oh, my God.
eerie that you just. I mean, that's the only word I can really think of. It was just so deep that he was an evil creature.
He was a really
Yeah, and he really
big
seemed to
creature.
fit the part
That's
too.
right,
You know,
he
he looks
did.
like Jabba the Hutt,
yes, he
and
That's what I
did.
kept thinking of.
he can
Jabba,
float
the
for some
eating and
reason,
the-
which
He
is so
was
creepy
grossing me
too.
out. They said, "Oh, what? How gross!"
Yeah. An interesting thing too is we have all these different aliens, like cultures, and then we have, this Freeman. I want to say Freeman, but I think it's Freeman who goes up, and the leader of the group, and he spits, and immediately they take it as an insult. But just that gesture alone, that's a sign of like a greeting or whatever.
That's
Like
right.
they're all
Yes,
there,
his
in
body.
unity, just discussing things, and it was just like funny to see that too.
It was, and
Yeah.
thank God that Duncan lived with them for 4 weeks or something
That's
like that,
right.
and kind of learned the
I
culture.
really
a little
liked
bit.
his character.
So brave.
Aw.
Yes, I'm happy
Gurney.
he really learned their culture. And he was a great warrior,
Oh, he
and he
sure
had such
was.
a big heart because he
Oh,
really
yeah.
cared for his family. Like, Paul was his family, and he was just so
right.
excited to see him and, sacrificed himself to save him.
Yes,
That's right.
True to
And
the end.
he was very loyal.
that's right.
And,
And
being open-minded to the Freemen and working with them and telling his allies that they're great warriors. I almost died fighting them.
That's
He's very
right.
true on how he honest and how he talks.
And there's thousands of them. Thousands.
Millions, right?
Millions. Yeah, there was
Oh my God.
Yeah, because just in that
Far
one section
more.
alone was many thousands, so they're guesstimating like
Right.
many millions around the whole world, and they were guessing around 50,000 on the entire
wow.
planet.
Yeah. That's because they didn't investigate.
Yeah, and they
Didn't
just
wanna be
assume
part of
because
Yeah.
people get greedy, and here you have this other race, and I'm sorry about the names, but I think it was Hakkadin or Hakkadin. We kept hearing that a lot.
Harkonnen or something.
Yeah, and Harkonnen maybe. And, they were there, they took over everything, and they want this mineral, this spice that enhances your health and other properties. So they completely took over everything, and you have these natives there that had no choice. They were enslaved or just
Right, they
killed,
weren't getting
right?
anything
No.
for it. And also it has something to do with time travel too, right? Space
For them,
travel.
because they have
Yes.
that big ship up in space right above the planet, right? In
Right.
orbit or whatever. And I think that was a portal or something for them to
Yes.
quickly,
Oh, sure.
like a wormhole, to
Yeah.
time travel.
And they needed the spice to do that.
Insane.
It's very
I like
valuable.
the idea. Very valuable, and it's on this one planet. So the poor natives there, like they have to. I mean, it's a harsh environment to begin with, and now you have greedy races going there to take over.
That's right. Yeah.
So this seems like a really grand universe, to put it lightly.
Oh, I guess
A lot
so.
of politics
Yeah.
involved.
Sure.
We kept hearing about the emperor, and apparently he was, or it is in charge of everyone. So we have our main group, and they were also told to go to this planet to protect it when it was actually trapped to destroy their race and the line.
It was just
That was the
king.
set up to fail them.
That's
Or the
right.
Duke,
You know,
yeah.
just get rid of them. Get rid of the whole Atreides
right.
house. The whole
Because he's scared of them.
right, all the people. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's scared of them, and I guess of his mom, Paul's mom, because she has that witch,
Right.
That's right.
whatever that is, like
Yeah.
her race. She's not human, I guess. And I don't think it's just witchcraft, and she can do the voice, and it's maybe a rare
Very
thing.
powerful.
It's very powerful.
Yeah.
And to have a male have it, her son.
And
have
poor
that.
Paul's father too. He was paralyzed by that creature. You know, that little.
Oh, that was
bug,
weird
like
too, those
insect
weapons.
Or something, weapon, whatever it was.
It's like a little bug. It
Yeah,
looked like a little
a
bug.
Yeah, bug.
But it was a dart or something,
Yeah,
and
it
it
looked
just
like it.
penetrates the armor, so it was
Yeah.
specifically made for that kind of shield armor. To
And the
slowly
doctor did it in
penetrate.
hopes of getting his wife back. He
Yeah,
didn't
didn't
want
happen,
to,
no.
but he wanted to, and he was betrayed. But he kind of knew that because he took the ring
That's
and
right,
made sure
thank
this
goodness.
backpack went to Paul.
Yeah, thank goodness that happened.
And he had that tooth ready so he can possibly
Yes.
kill the Baron.
And
Unfortunately, it didn't kill him, but it killed everyone else in the
yeah,
room,
that's
injured
right.
him
John,
at
it looked
least.
like he killed her, but no.
Very emotional too.
Wow, yeah.
It was. It was great. I like the relationship between his mom and Paul. That he had to, he was rejecting her. He didn't want this, this part of, he didn't want her race involved with. But I mean, it's part of him, and he
yeah.
wanted to reject it at first in that tent, and he he just has to accept it and embrace it, because that is
It's part
part
of
of
who he
him.
is. Yeah.
It is. Definitely.
It's scary too, because right from, when the elders or, when the witches came in to test him, I guess he didn't realize exactly what was happening. And his mom was just like, oh, well, they just have to ask you about your dreams, your visions or whatever. And so he's like, okay. And then remember your training. And she's saying these quick little things to him. And then he gets tested, and on the spot, he was going to die if he didn't listen to her.
That's right.
Yeah,
You take your
definitely.
hand out. That's it.
Yeah. So he has to show control no matter how much pain he's in, because if he's an animal caught in a trap, you'll actually chew your own, leg or arm off
right,
to
yeah.
get out. So if he shows that, then he has to die because he's too powerful, and that's too dangerous to release on the world. So
Yeah.
luckily he had a lot of control there and focus.
Extremely. And he was showing visions there. He was showing that vision of the fire
And the
and
woman.
and it all
Yeah.
came true. And she was even intimidated by it.
I wonder if the witch mother actually saw that too, and that's why she was
Yeah.
kind of, because when he was looking at her eye to eye and just taking the pain, I was kind of like, does he see those visions? Because we kept seeing the clips
Yeah.
at the same
Unless
time.
she knows how intense what he's really going through, that he is worthy.
Mm-hmm.
And those sandworms, God, they're scary.
They were awesome. They were so
They were
terrifying, but just how
terrifying.
big
Yes.
they are,
Massive.
and like thousands of teeth, and
Ooh.
that was almost elegant too, because they're in this smooth sand, and they beeline for the vibration, and then just come on up and envelop whatever
Everything.
whatever's on top of them.
That's right.
But it's just so like smooth, and how the teeth just come over.
Right, and
It's not
usually
like,
they
oh,
just
God.
came right to the surface and just took what they
it,
wanted.
yeah.
But when they came to Paul and his mom, once their thumper went on the other side, which was one of the Fremens,
Yeah.
I mean, it went right to him, like almost Paul was controlling it.
Yeah.
That's what I
And
thought. I
Mom.
thought maybe he
That's
was
too,
or
yeah.
something, and I guess it just had a
Jessica was doing
moment.
it too,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because it got confused and the vibration stopped and it heard
Yeah.
the other thing, so maybe that's what it
Yes.
was.
Yeah,
But I
yeah,
thought that
that's
was more of a sign of like it was trying to communicate with him or something, because Paul doesn't know all his powers yet. He's probably extremely powerful, where he can communicate with sandworm or something,
Yeah.
and maybe it knew that. But I think it was just a vibration. But it was a cool scene.
Yeah, it's good.
It
Yeah,
was.
it was.
And the Fremen control, or they have worm power. They can go on. Maybe they respect them. They can adapt with them. They adapt, or they just use that as transportation. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
But one of
Maybe-
them was on at the end.
That was impressive, and a lot of questions there. So they are worm riders. Maybe they don't have control and they just ride them when they come to the surface. But but they know a lot more about these worms than
Yes.
other people,
Yes,
right?
definitely.
So, we've only heard that, they only come up to the surface when they're aggressive and about to attack. But maybe that's not always the case. Maybe if they do certain vibrations, it kind of calms them and keeps them
Maybe.
just coasting along to travel. I don't know. Or
Right.
maybe they do have mind powers.
Well, we'll find out in the
Fremen.
next one they make.
Right. And
Yeah.
the young girl said
That's-
that's
yeah.
only the beginning. And
Yeah.
maybe they're cool with the Fremen. Unfortunately, Dr. Curran's got it, but that was really unfortunate, because she was really trying to help
That's
them
right, yes.
at the end. But pretty much they only get the outworlders or something like
The
that.
outworlders.
Because they don't know. They don't know about these
That's right.
these sandworms,
It's harsh living. It's easy to judge, but the fact that Paul and his mom had to prove themselves to them, like they just went through this scary, like they almost died out
Wow,
running
just
this
getting
worm
there.
and just getting there. And
Into
now
the
it's
rocks.
like water is so precious, which really makes you appreciate water more. But now they're willing to, have two warriors go against each other, or at least one warrior. They don't realize Paul, like they say he's, part of the prophecy or something, and that we can't harm him. But then part of the culture is, okay, well, we need to do a life for a life kind of thing.
Yeah.
So they're going to use up all their energy to like fight each other when they want their water, and yet you're going to fight it out and get dehydrated that way. And when water's that sacred, but they're so tough that that's the way they survive, because many other outworlders probably attack them all the time.
And
Just
their
like the
leader,
Harkonnens or whatever.
Stilgar, he was like, he respected that man and said, yes, you know, okay, we have to, who's going to be her champion? He doesn't agree with he didn't want Jessica there, you know, who's going to fight for her. And when Paul did it, I mean, I think they underestimated him. They just thought he was a young boy and didn't think he was going to be worthy.
Yeah, because a few of them were
right.
saying that,
Yeah.
like, you know, he's not worthy. He hasn't proven
No.
himself or something.
No, and even the girl, what's her name?
Chani?
Yeah, she was like, oh, you can use mine. You know, it's a Chris, what was it? A Chris knife or something. You know, you can use mine. It'll be admirable when you die. You know, it's
Yeah,
good
it was
that
a tooth from a worm.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the other guy had
That
one too.
is
Right, yeah.
incredible.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
how did they get this?
Yeah, you
Did
wonder.
they lose their teeth along the way?
I mean, Paul was very
God.
impressive. He's been training all this time, but to
Yes.
actually be in a real combat and completely just take over, like, I thought it was going to
definitely,
be a big struggle.
Yeah.
And you have this muscular guy going against him who has been in this harsh environment probably all his life, and he completely surpassed that, and to the point where he was, you know, the main guy got mad and he's like, is he toying with him? And she's like, no, he never took a life before. So he was trying to give him a chance to subdue or just to stop, and he wouldn't, you know, because it's not part of how they do things. So
And Paul learned from the best, like Gurney when he took over for Duncan, when he had to go, you know, with the Fremen, and, you know, be with them. And when Gurney took over and was doing his, you know, his training, he's like, you can't have a mood. War knows no, you can't just say, oh, I'm not in the mood to fight. You have to be ready at any given time.
Mm-hmm.
And he was ready.
What a great cast too! Like, it was so incredible.
Isn't it?
That was good.
Everything about this, the visuals, I was so impressed by that, and it felt kind of like a slow start, but I really did enjoy learning more about the characters and how close they all were to each other. Like, Paul really had great friends, and it's so sad with Josh Brolin's character. Like, did he actually die in battle?
Gurney, I think he did. I think he died when they were getting just sabotaged.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm hoping that he does come back, because I don't remember him actually dying.
We
like,
didn't
until the
see
ship's
him,
falling.
but
We're
that
assuming.
one ship fell. But I don't know if he was underneath that. But he was in that battle.
Yeah, he was in that
Yeah.
battle. I mean, that ship fell, and then we saw him looking at it
Yeah,
after.
we're
I thought he
just
got crushed by
assuming
it, but
he died, but-
I'm hoping he did survive. But
me
to
too.
see Duncan actually die, like, I love Jason Momoa so much, but
Oh, yeah, that was,
you know, he was such an epic warrior, so that was really tough for me.
yeah,
It was, and Paul
definitely.
kind of, you know, told him, "I saw your death,"
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
true.
and he was like,
Yeah,
"Oh gosh."
and I don't want anyone to take this wrong, because I'm sure there's a lot of big fans of Dune. I never saw the original, but
Me neither.
yeah, and I really did like this one. But I did have a lot of references, or I felt familiar with Star Wars in this. Like, I felt,
Oh, yeah, the
I know it's very
spice.
different.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
And the
from
Baron
Clone
reminded
Wars.
us of,
The spice is different on this,
Yes.
but
Jabba the
spice,
Hutt.
they were just trading spice.
Oh
I think
yeah,
that's what
but
it
it's
was,
still,
but
yeah.
still, like,
it's
you hear
still,
that.
it's still a hot commodity.
That's right.
And then we have interstellar travel. You have all these different races. We have a lot of humanoid type races.
Yeah.
And this planet was in the desert.
That's
you know,
right.
so, I mean,
I mean, a lot of desert planets.
a lot of desert
sure,
planets
yes, that's
on
for
Star
sure,
Wars.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
And
But
Jabba the Hutt reminded me.
That's right.
Baron
Oh,
reminded
and
me of
Paul
him.
had
my
a,
God.
you know, he wasn't using the Force, but he has a special power that, you know, he can use the voice to control people, which is pretty
Yeah.
crazy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And there was Poe in there.
And Poe was there.
Duke-
Yeah. So,
it did. It
Wow.
did have a lot of, you know.
references.
Yes,
That's
it
right,
did.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. But it was also very different too.
Oh,
You know,
yes.
like,
Oh,
it's just
yeah.
because we're so familiar
Like
with
those
Star Wars right
thopters,
now.
not helicopters, thopters or
Yeah,
something.
Yeah.
Those were
Oh, I love those
awesome.
things. Yeah, those dragonfly
dragonfly.
ships.
Yeah, I always said dragon.
What a cool
flies.
concept too, because I started thinking like, okay, what's better, that or a helicopter? But again, it's a different universe.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Different environment.
yeah, so I'm kind of like, okay, well, how are these going to maneuver differently? And just the fact that you can dive with them, they seem to maneuver better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That seemed to,
I did
yeah.
really like the part where the Duke, when he was scouting his fields and wanted to see the harvester at work, and when they were being overcome by the sandworm, and he realized there was 21 people on that crew, and he wanted to save them over the harvester. That I thought was really good.
Yeah.
That's being a great leader.
I agree. And he wanted to talk with the Fremen about like peace or trying to work together. And he's like, well, we won't hunt you guys, you know, not on my watch, but we just, you know, we need to use your lands. And so he was trying to compromise, and he really didn't have a choice. Like, he was forced to be there. So he's like, I can't guarantee that we are going to be off those lands if I'm told to be there, but we will not hunt you.
That's right.
So he was trying to make peace too. He's a really good guy.
He was, and that leader, I think his name was Stilgar. He liked that, and he liked that conversation with his son, with Paul too, and he remembered that because it really paid off at the end, accepting them.
Yeah.
It was great. I liked it a lot. It was very exciting.
It was.
Yeah.
Very exciting. Yeah. Wow.
The music, I mean, the story was great, and it did feel original in a lot of ways too. And I hope no one feels bad that I compared it to Star Wars. But again, like, we watch so much Star Wars on our channel that, you know, it's just very familiar that way. But I really felt it was original in its own way too, with the voice. I like that idea. Like, that was creepy how he could train to control people, and the mom was really good at it. And even the witch mother, she was saying something like, you know, like how strong she is, and it's not that you're just our kind, like you're your mother's son. So the way she said it, not word for word like that, but the way she said it early in the movie, I was kind of like, yeah, he's going to be pretty strong. So if he was female, apparently, usually they always have females, so he would have been more powerful, or maybe because he's male, he won't be able to control it. But right when you hear like an opposite, like, you want that opposite person, that odd person out to be better, you know. So hopefully he'll be super powerful. So it's kind of interesting because times have changed so much that the roles are reversed, because like way back when, you know, it was always like a man's world, I guess, when it came to a lot of things. So, you know, like, to have the females like completely in power and saying, oh God, you had a boy, so
right. And she was really
good.
worried to let him go in there with her, and you could just see the fear in Jessica, and she was, you know, saying that enchantment or something. She was just like something about fear. She was very fearful for his life.
Yeah, because he could have just died, you know, because it was one way or the other. Like, if he freaked out and didn't take the pain, then, you know.
Yeah.
So that was very scary. But I think it will come in handy later. And now he's like the Messiah, going to take them, across the desert.
He's going to be with the Fremen. That's what he was destined to do. And it was all about his father. His father it wasn't about the money, and it wasn't about, you know, getting the spice. It was about the people. And being accepted. And
the Atreides, like, I think they are such a wonderful people. And I think it's great to see, like, how loving and caring they are, and that they want the best and peace, it seems like. I mean, they're still following what the Emperor says. And it's just amazing that you have all these different worlds that follow this one emperor. Again, that also reminds me of Star Wars too. Sorry, Darth Vader, but I'm like,
Imperial.
Okay. Imperial, I know we hear those words. They had it first. No. But yeah, very cool concept, and I'm glad he met Chani finally. I really think he's in the right place now, and hopefully can lead these people to freedom and to have full control over their world again.
Oh, I hope so. Yeah.
I did too. I can't wait to see the second one.
Yeah. And if they have full control, maybe they'll have more power over the other planets, you know, because they'll want those resources in order to time travel. Otherwise, if they can't do that, then everyone's going to be separated again and just stay on their own planet, right?
Oh, sure.
Right.
Yeah.
They might really
That
like
actually
that.
might be
Stay
better for them
away.
too.
Yeah.
I know, because
It's a big
just one
shield
world
over, and
enough.
you can't control it. Only we can.
Yeah, because like one world enough is like a lot to handle, and you have wars and conflicts everywhere, and then you know you have all these different planets with those already mixed in with other planets. It's just
so much
insane, you know.
Yeah,
and for a lot of issues.
And it was really sad that they had that whole area shielded, and that one doctor lowered his shields to let them come in and infiltrate.
Or something, yeah.
Yeah, that can't really. They've got to do something different.
That's right.
The one guy I know completely demolished everything.
For the love of his life, and she was already gone.
Yeah.
She was
That's right.
dead.
Yeah,
And he
No
got
proof.
killed too, so
Yeah.
that's
You
right.
can join her, sure.
yeah, it was like way too easy and simple,
Yeah.
and he just
Right.
destroyed everything.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So, guys, please let us know what you thought of this
Wow.
movie. I'm really curious. And if you have some information you want to tell us about the previous Dune movies, if there were more than one, I'm curious on the comparisons and what you liked about this one and the past ones. And yeah, so thank you for requesting this. And I'm glad we
Thanks,
watched it.
guys. I liked it.
I really want to see part 2 now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good conclusion, though. I mean, with the beautiful music building up at the end, I kind of was okay with it ending, and I already put it in my mind because that's how I think they meant to have it. So we prepare, so we're not just like, come on.
That's
Even
right.
though it was kind of like that
Right.
already.
Yeah.
It wasn't like just a sudden like slap in the face kind of thing.
All of a sudden,
I was satisfied.
Me too. Me too. Because
I was too.
all of a sudden, what happened? That didn't happen this time. That's good.
Yeah. So very good movie. So thank you guys so much for watching. You can check out our links below if you want to check out our full reaction to this movie and other fun movies and shows. And we'll see you very soon as always. Bye guys.
Bye. Give us a like, subscribe.